Quieting the inner critic, self-compassion for the anxious soul. Chapter 1. The Grip of the Inner Critic, How Self-Doubt Fuels Anxiety. Have you ever felt a voice inside your head constantly criticizing your choices, magnifying your mistakes, and whispering doubts about your abilities? This internal tormentor, known as the inner critic, is a familiar foe for many of us, especially those struggling with anxiety. This chapter delves into the inner critic's insidious influence and explores how its relentless negativity fuels anxiety, hindering a sense of inner peace. The voice of doubt, introducing the inner critic. The inner critic is that internal voice that thrives on negativity. It's the voice that replays your blunders on a loop, highlighting missed opportunities and amplifying your shortcomings. It whispers doubts about your abilities, making you question your every move and fueling a crippling self-consciousness. This inner critic often stems from experiences in our formative years. Critical parents, harsh teachers, or social rejection during childhood can shape this internal voice. Left unchecked, the inner critic becomes a persistent bully, eroding self-esteem and confidence. The inner critic and anxiety, a vicious cycle. The relationship between the inner critic and anxiety is a vicious cycle. Anxiety often triggers the inner critic, prompting it to unleash a barrage of negativity. For example, if you have a presentation at work, your anxiety might escalate, and the inner critic might chime in with, "You're going to mess up. They'll all think you're incompetent." This negativity fuels your anxiety even further, making the presentation seem even more daunting. Furthermore, the inner critic thrives on perfectionism. It sets unrealistic expectations, pushing you to an unattainable standard. These impossible goals set you up for failure, and when you inevitably don't achieve them, the inner critic pounces with harsh criticism and shame. This cycle of perfectionism, failure, and self-criticism reinforces your anxiety and hinders your ability to navigate challenges effectively. The consequences of unchallenged negativity. The constant barrage of negativity from the inner critic can have a significant impact on your mental well-being. Reduced self-esteem. The relentless criticism from the inner critic chips away at your self-confidence, making you feel unworthy and incapable. Fear of failure. The inner critic amplifies the fear of failure, preventing you from taking risks or trying new things that could benefit your personal growth. Social anxiety. The fear of judgment from the inner critic can exacerbate social anxiety, making you hesitant to put yourself out there in social situations. Decision paralysis. The inner critic's constant doubts can make even simple decisions feel overwhelming, leading to procrastination and indecisiveness. Depression. In extreme cases, the relentless negativity of the inner critic can contribute to depression and feelings of hopelessness. Breaking free from the cycle. Embracing self-compassion. Fortunately, you don't have to be a prisoner of your inner critic. There is a powerful antidote: self-compassion. Self-compassion is about treating yourself with kindness and understanding, just as you would treat a friend going through a tough time. By replacing self-criticism with self-compassion, you can start to break the cycle of anxiety and cultivate a more peaceful inner state. The next chapter explores the transformative power of self-compassion. We'll delve into the three core elements of self-compassion: self-kindness, mindfulness, and common humanity, and explore how they can empower you to silence your inner critic and navigate life's challenges with greater resilience. Chapter 2. The Power of Self-Compassion, A Path to Inner Peace. Imagine a close friend feeling overwhelmed by anxiety. You wouldn't berate them with harsh criticism, would you? Instead, you'd offer them kindness, understanding, and support. Self-compassion is about extending that same kindness and understanding towards yourself. This chapter delves into the core elements of self-compassion and explores how it can serve as a powerful antidote to the anxiety-fueling negativity of the inner critic. Beyond self-criticism, the three pillars of self-compassion. Self-compassion is not about self-pity or ignoring your shortcomings. It's about embracing a balanced perspective, acknowledging your struggles with kindness and understanding. Here are the three core elements that define self-compassion. Self-kindness. The inner critic thrives on negativity. Self-kindness, on the other hand, encourages treating yourself with the same gentleness and care you'd extend to a loved one. Instead of self-deprecating comments, practice self-compassionate affirmations like, "Everyone makes mistakes. It's okay," or "I'm learning and growing every day." Mindfulness. The inner critic often operates on autopilot, bombarding you with negativity without your awareness. Mindfulness, an essential element of self-compassion, involves observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment. By becoming aware of your inner critic's voice, you can choose not to be ruled by it. Techniques like meditation and mindful breathing can help you cultivate this awareness. Common humanity. The inner critic tries to isolate you, making you feel like your struggles are unique and shameful. Self-compassion reminds you that everyone experiences challenges and imperfections are part of the human experience. Recognizing this shared humanity reduces feelings of isolation and fosters a sense of connection. The antidote to anxiety: how self-compassion silences the inner critic. Self-compassion offers a potent antidote to the anxiety-fueling negativity of the inner critic. Here's how. Quieting the critic's voice. By becoming mindful of your inner critic, you can acknowledge its presence without being controlled by it. Self-compassion allows you to detach from the negativity and observe your thoughts with awareness. Replacing shame with understanding. When you stumble or make a mistake, self-compassion allows you to react with understanding instead of shame. You acknowledge the mistake, learn from it, and move on without dwelling on self-criticism. Building resilience. Self-compassion empowers you to navigate setbacks with greater resilience. You recognize that challenges are inevitable, but you also acknowledge your strength and ability to overcome them. Promoting self-acceptance. The constant judgment from the inner critic hinders self-acceptance. Self-compassion allows you to accept yourself, flaws and all, fostering a sense of self-worth and confidence. Breaking the cycle. Cultivating self-compassion in daily life. Self-compassion isn't a one-time fix, it's a continuous practice. Here are some ways to integrate self-compassion into your daily life. Start small. Begin by practicing self-compassion in small ways. When you make a mistake, acknowledge it with a gentle, "That's okay," instead of harsh criticism. Mindful self-talk. Pay attention to your internal dialogue. When you catch yourself engaging in self-criticism, reframe the thoughts into self-compassionate affirmations. Treat yourself with kindness. Practice acts of self-care that show yourself love and appreciation. This could involve taking a relaxing bath, spending time in nature, or indulging in a favorite hobby. Mindfulness practices. Techniques like meditation and mindful breathing can help cultivate awareness of your thoughts and feelings, allowing you to respond with self-compassion instead of being swept away by negativity. Self-compassion for difficult emotions. Self-compassion isn't just about feeling good. It also involves acknowledging and accepting difficult emotions like sadness, anger, or frustration without judgment. Beyond anxiety management, the ripple effect of self-compassion. Self-compassion isn't just a powerful tool for managing anxiety. It has a ripple effect, impacting various aspects of your life. Improved relationships. When you treat yourself with kindness, it extends outwards, fostering stronger and more authentic connections with others. Increased motivation. Self-compassion allows you to learn from mistakes and move forward without getting discouraged. This can boost your motivation and enhance your efforts. Greater creativity. Self-compassion creates a safe space for exploration and experimentation, without the fear of failure hindering your creativity. Reduced stress. By silencing the inner critic and learning to accept challenges, self-compassion equips you to manage stress more effectively. Enhanced well-being. Ultimately, self-compassion fosters a sense of inner peace and well-being. You learn to accept yourself, navigate challenges with greater resilience, and experience life with a newfound sense of self-worth and appreciation. The journey toward self-compassion is a process, not a destination. There will be times when the inner critic resurfaces. The key is not to achieve a state of perfect self-compassion, but to cultivate a consistent practice of treating yourself with kindness and understanding. Remember, self-compassion means accepting imperfections both in yourself and in your practice. The next chapter delves into practical strategies for taming your inner critic. We'll explore techniques for self-compassionate self-talk and strategies for detaching from the negativity, empowering you to silence the inner critic and embrace a more peaceful inner state. Chapter 3: Taming Your Inner Critic, Techniques for Self-Compassionate Self-Talk. For years, the inner critic has likely held a dominant voice in your head, shaping your self-perception and fueling anxiety. This chapter equips you with powerful tools for taming this negativity. We'll explore techniques for self-compassionate self-talk and strategies for detaching from the inner critic's relentless assault, empowering you to cultivate a more peaceful inner dialogue. The power of words: identifying the inner critic's voice. The first step to silencing the inner critic is becoming aware of its tactics. Pay attention to your internal dialogue, particularly in situations that trigger anxiety. What words and phrases does your inner critic use? Common examples include magnification: this is a disaster. Everyone will think I'm a failure. Personalization: this is all my fault. I should have known better. Catastrophizing: if I mess up, I'll lose my job, relationship, everything. Mind reading: they think I'm incompetent, unlikable. Once you identify the inner critic's voice, you can begin to challenge its negativity. From harsh critic to compassionate friend, reframing your self-talk. Shifting from critical self-talk to self-compassionate affirmations is key to taming your inner critic. Here are some strategies. Challenge and dispute: when the inner critic launches an attack, don't accept it as truth. Ask yourself, is this thought helpful or realistic? Challenge and dispute its negativity with reason and evidence. Empathy and understanding: imagine a friend facing the same situation. What kind words would you offer them? Practice rephrasing your inner critic's voice using that same empathy and understanding. Focus on progress: the inner critic often dwells on past mistakes. Shift your focus to progress. Acknowledge your efforts and celebrate your growth, however small. Humor and detachment: sometimes a little humor can disarm the inner critic. Respond to its negativity with a light-hearted quip, acknowledging its presence without getting entangled. Positive self-affirmations: replace self-criticism with positive affirmations. Focus on your strengths and capabilities. Examples include, I am capable and worthy, or I can handle this challenge. Techniques for detachment: observing your thoughts without judgment. Self-compassion isn't about silencing your thoughts, it's about observing them without judgment. Here are some techniques to detach from the inner critic's negativity. Mindfulness practices: mindfulness meditation helps cultivate awareness of your thoughts and feelings without getting swept away by them. Focus on your breath and observe your inner critic's voice as a passing mental event. The observer technique: imagine yourself as an observer of your thoughts. Detach from the inner critic's negativity and simply acknowledge that the thought is present. Labeling: when a negative thought arises, label it as inner critic and move on. This simple act of labeling can create space between you and the thought. Building a toolkit: strategies for different situations. The way you respond to the inner critic can vary depending on the situation. Social anxiety: when facing social situations, challenge the inner critic's predictions of rejection or negativity. Focus on connecting with others and remind yourself that everyone feels some anxiety in social settings. Performance anxiety: the inner critic thrives on perfectionism. Reframe your performance mindset from avoiding failure to learning and growing. Focus on enjoying the experience and celebrate your effort, regardless of the outcome. Daily hiccups: even minor setbacks can trigger the inner critic. Challenge its catastrophizing and practice self-compassion. Remind yourself that mistakes are inevitable and everyone experiences them. Developing self-compassion, a journey of self-discovery. Taming your inner critic and cultivating self-compassion is a journey of self-discovery. Here are some tips to nurture this ongoing process. Be patient. building self-compassion takes time and practice. Don't get discouraged if you slip back into old patterns. Simply acknowledge it and recommit to self-compassionate self-talk. Self-compassion for imperfections. The inner critic might try to convince you that you're not good enough at self-compassion. Recognize this as a trick and extend self-compassion even towards your imperfections in this practice. Self-care practices. Prioritizing self-care fosters a sense of well-being that weakens the hold of the inner critic. Engage in activities you enjoy, like spending time in nature, listening to calming music, or spending time with loved ones. Self-compassionate community. Surrounding yourself with supportive people who practice self-compassion can be incredibly helpful. Share your journey and learn from the experiences of others. The voice of encouragement. Embracing your inner champion. By silencing the inner critic and cultivating self-compassion, you make space for a new voice to emerge, your inner champion. This voice is your source of encouragement, resilience, and self-belief. It reminds you of your strengths, celebrates your progress, and empowers you to navigate challenges with confidence. As you practice self-compassion, the inner critic's negativity weakens, allowing your inner champion to shine through. The next chapter delves deeper into mindfulness practices, tools that empower you to cultivate greater awareness of your thoughts and feelings, strengthening your foundation for self-compassion. We'll explore mindfulness techniques like meditation and mindful breathing, helping you observe the inner critic with detachment and respond with self-kindness. Chapter 4: Cultivating Mindfulness, Tools for Emotional Awareness. The inner critic thrives in the shadows. It operates on autopilot, bombarding you with negativity before you even realize it's happening. This chapter explores the power of mindfulness, a practice that cultivates emotional awareness, allowing you to observe your thoughts and feelings, including the inner critic's voice, with detachment and clarity. By shining the light of mindfulness on your inner world, you strengthen the foundation for self-compassion and effectively silence the incessant negativity. Mindfulness, the art of paying attention. Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. It's about observing your thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations with a sense of curiosity and acceptance. Mindfulness helps you detach from the constant chatter in your head, including the negativity of the inner critic, allowing you to respond to situations with greater awareness and self-compassion. Think of your mind as a busy marketplace. Thoughts, emotions, and sensations constantly flit through your awareness. Mindfulness invites you to become the observer in this marketplace, noticing the activity without getting caught up in it. Why mindfulness matters for managing anxiety. Mindfulness plays a crucial role in managing anxiety for several reasons. Reduced reactivity. Anxiety often stems from automatic negative thoughts. Mindfulness helps you become aware of these thoughts before they trigger a cascade of anxiety-provoking emotions and behaviors. Increased emotional awareness. By observing your thoughts and feelings with mindfulness, you gain a deeper understanding of your emotional triggers. This awareness empowers you to develop healthier coping mechanisms. Acceptance of difficult emotions. Anxiety often leads to a struggle to avoid or suppress difficult emotions. Mindfulness teaches you to accept these emotions without judgment, reducing their power over you. Living in the present moment. Anxiety often fixates on the future or dwells on the past. Mindfulness cultivates a sense of presence, allowing you to focus on the current moment and manage challenges effectively. Mindfulness techniques. Anchoring yourself in the present. There are various mindfulness techniques you can integrate into your daily life to cultivate self-awareness and reduce anxiety. Meditation. Meditation is the cornerstone of mindfulness practice. There are many styles of meditation, but all involve focusing your attention on your breath or a mantra, a repetitive word or phrase. Meditation helps quiet the mind and develop a sense of inner peace. Mindful breathing. One of the simplest yet most powerful mindfulness techniques is mindful breathing. Focus on your breath, observing the sensation of your chest rising and falling. If your mind wanders, gently bring your attention back to your breath. Body scan. A body scan involves focusing your attention on different parts of your body, noticing any sensations of tension, relaxation, or discomfort. This practice can help release physical tension, often associated with anxiety. Mindful movement. Activities like yoga or Tai Chi combine mindfulness with physical movement. Focusing on the sensations in your body as you move can cultivate a sense of present moment awareness. Mindful activities. Engaging in everyday activities with mindfulness can be remarkably grounding. Pay attention to the details of tasks like washing dishes, eating a meal, or walking in nature. Integrating mindfulness into daily life, small steps, big impact. Mindfulness isn't about achieving a state of perfect focus or mental silence. It's about cultivating a practice of gentle awareness throughout your day. Here are some tips for integrating mindfulness into your daily life. Start small. Begin with short mindfulness practices like mindful breathing for a few minutes a day. Gradually increase the duration as you become more comfortable. Formal versus informal practice. Set aside dedicated time for formal mindfulness practices like meditation. However, also incorporate informal mindfulness into your day, such as taking mindful breaths during transitions or focusing on the present moment during mundane activities. Be kind to yourself. Don't get discouraged if your mind wanders during practice. This is natural. Gently redirect your attention back to your focus without judgment. Find what works for you. There are many mindfulness techniques. Experiment to find what resonates most with you and your lifestyle. Mindfulness apps and resources. Numerous mindfulness apps and online resources can provide guided meditations and instructions for various techniques. Mindfulness and the inner critic. Breaking the cycle of negativity. By practicing mindfulness, you shine a light on the inner critic's operations. Here's how mindfulness empowers you to manage its negativity. Awareness is the first step. Mindfulness helps you become aware of the inner critic's voice before it takes hold. This allows you to choose how to respond rather than reacting automatically. Detachment from thoughts. Mindfulness helps you detach from the inner critic's negativity. You can observe the critical thoughts as mental events without getting swept away by them. Acceptance of imperfections. Mindfulness fosters acceptance of all thoughts, including negative ones. You acknowledge the inner critic's presence without judgment, allowing its power to diminish. Space for self-compassion. By detaching from the inner critic's negativity, you create space for self-compassion. You can observe the critical thoughts with kindness and understanding, recognizing them as a part of your inner experience. Beyond anxiety management, the benefits of mindfulness. The benefits of mindfulness extend far beyond managing anxiety. Improved focus and concentration. Mindfulness practices enhance your ability to focus your attention and reduce mind wandering, leading to increased productivity. Greater emotional regulation. By becoming more aware of your emotions, you can manage them more effectively, reducing emotional reactivity. Enhanced self-awareness. Mindfulness fosters a deeper understanding of your thoughts, feelings, and motivations, leading to greater self-awareness. Increased resilience. Mindfulness equips you to navigate challenges with greater calm and composure, strengthening your resilience. Improved relationships. By being present and mindful in your interactions with others, you can build stronger and more meaningful connections. Like self-compassion, mindfulness is a lifelong practice. There will be days when your mind seems particularly restless. The key is to cultivate patience and persistence. With consistent practice, mindfulness becomes a valuable tool for managing anxiety, silencing the inner critic, and cultivating a sense of inner peace. The next chapter delves into the importance of self-acceptance in managing anxiety. We'll explore how accepting yourself, flaws and all, is a crucial step towards overcoming the negativity of the inner critic and fostering a more compassionate relationship with yourself. Chapter 5: Embracing Imperfections, Self-Acceptance and the Pursuit of Progress. Imagine striving for perfection in every aspect of your life. The relentless pressure to be flawless fuels anxiety and sets you up for disappointment. This chapter explores the power of self-acceptance in managing anxiety. By embracing your imperfections and celebrating your progress, you can silence the inner critic's demands and cultivate a more compassionate and fulfilling life. The perfection trap, a breeding ground for anxiety. The inner critic thrives on perfectionism. It sets unrealistic expectations, pushing you to an unattainable standard. These impossible goals can be paralyzing, hindering your motivation and confidence. Furthermore, when you inevitably fall short of perfection, the inner critic pounces with harsh criticism and shame. This cycle of striving for flawlessness, failing, and self-criticism fuels anxiety and erodes your sense of self-worth. Why self-acceptance matters for anxiety management. Self-acceptance is the antidote to the perfection trap. It's about embracing yourself, flaws and all. It's acknowledging your limitations while recognizing your strengths and valuing your inherent worth. Here's how self-acceptance empowers you to manage anxiety. Reduced anxiety and fear of failure. When you accept yourself, imperfections and all, the fear of failure loses its power. You can approach challenges with a sense of self-assuredness, knowing that setbacks are inevitable and part of the learning process. Increased resilience. Self-acceptance fosters resilience in the face of challenges. You can bounce back from setbacks more easily because you don't define yourself by your mistakes. Enhanced motivation. Striving for progress feels more motivating than the relentless pursuit of perfection. Self-acceptance allows you to celebrate your efforts and progress, regardless of the outcome. Reduced self-criticism. By accepting yourself, you can quiet the inner critic's negativity. You can replace self-criticism with self-compassion, fostering a more positive and supportive internal dialogue. Greater authenticity. Self-acceptance allows you to be your genuine self. You can shed the need to prove yourself or live up to unrealistic expectations, leading to a sense of authenticity and liberation. From perfection to progress, cultivating a growth mindset. Shifting from a perfectionist mindset to a growth mindset is crucial for self-acceptance. A perfectionist mindset believes intelligence and abilities are fixed. A growth mindset, on the other hand, views these as qualities that can be developed through effort and learning. Here's how to cultivate a growth mindset. Embrace challenges. See challenges as opportunities to learn and grow, not roadblocks to perfection. Focus on effort. Celebrate the effort you put into a task, not just the outcome. Learn from mistakes. View mistakes as valuable learning experiences, not failures. Embrace feedback. See feedback as an opportunity for growth, not a personal attack. Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge and celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Practices for self-acceptance. Embracing your whole self. Self-acceptance is a journey, not a destination. Here are some practices to integrate self-acceptance into your daily life. Identify your worth. Reflect on your strengths, values, and accomplishments. Remind yourself of your inherent worth, independent of your achievements. Challenge negative self-talk. When you catch yourself engaging in negative self-talk, challenge those thoughts and reframe them with self-compassionate affirmations. Practice self-forgiveness. Everyone makes mistakes. Learn to forgive yourself, move on, and focus on learning and growing. Celebrate your uniqueness. Appreciate your unique qualities and quirks. You don't need to be perfect or fit a mold to be worthy and valuable. Focus on your progress. Track your progress towards your goals, even if it's slow and steady. Celebrate how far you've come instead of fixating on what you haven't achieved. Acceptance of emotions. Accepting your emotions, even difficult ones, is part of self-acceptance. Allow yourself to feel your emotions without judgment. Practice self-care. Taking care of yourself physically and emotionally is essential for self-acceptance. Prioritize activities that nourish your mind, body, and spirit. Self-acceptance and the inner critic. Breaking free from the pressure. By embracing self-acceptance, you disarm the inner critic's power. Here's how. Reduced need for approval. Self-acceptance lessens the need for external validation. You derive your sense of worth from within, not from the opinions of others. Quieting the critic's voice. When you accept your imperfections, the inner critic's demands for perfection lose their sting. You can acknowledge its voice without feeling pressured to conform, to its unrealistic standards. Space for self-compassion. Self-acceptance creates space for self-compassion. You can treat yourself with kindness and understanding, recognizing that everyone makes mistakes and struggles with imperfections. Beyond anxiety management, the ripple effect of self-acceptance. Self-acceptance extends far beyond managing anxiety. It impacts various aspects of your life. Improved relationships. When you accept yourself, you're more open to accepting others. This fosters authentic and stronger connections. Increased confidence. Self-acceptance boosts your confidence. You feel comfortable in your own skin, allowing you to express yourself authentically and pursue your goals with greater self-assurance. Enhanced creativity. The fear of failure associated with perfectionism stifles creativity. Self-acceptance fosters a sense of liberation, allowing you to explore new ideas and embrace creative pursuits without fear of judgment. Reduced stress. Letting go of the need for perfection reduces the pressure that contributes to stress. Self-acceptance allows you to navigate challenges with a sense of calm and acceptance. Greater happiness. Ultimately, self-acceptance is a key ingredient to happiness. When you accept yourself, flaws and all, you cultivate a sense of inner peace and self-worth. Self-acceptance is a lifelong journey. There will be times when self-doubt creeps in, and you might fall back into old patterns of self-criticism. The key is to be patient and persistent. With consistent effort and self-compassion, you can cultivate a deep sense of self-acceptance, empowering you to manage anxiety, silence the inner critic, and live a more fulfilling and authentic life. Chapter 6: Building Resilience, the Power of Self-Compassion. Life throws curveballs. Setbacks, disappointments, and challenges are inevitable. This chapter delves into the importance of resilience in navigating these difficulties. We'll explore how self-compassion equips you to bounce back from setbacks and cultivate a sense of strength and perseverance in the face of adversity. The resilience myth: beyond bouncing back. The concept of resilience is often portrayed as simply bouncing back from challenges. However, true resilience is more nuanced. It's about navigating setbacks with flexibility, adaptability, and a sense of growth. It's about learning from difficult experiences and emerging from them stronger and more resourceful. Anxiety and resilience, a cycle of fear and avoidance. Anxiety often hinders resilience. The fear of failure can paralyze you, preventing you from taking risks and venturing outside your comfort zone. This avoidance can limit personal growth and make you more susceptible to future challenges. The role of self-compassion in building resilience. Self-compassion is a cornerstone of building resilience. Here's how it empowers you to navigate challenges effectively. Reduced self-criticism. When you face a setback, self-compassion allows you to treat yourself with kindness and understanding instead of harsh criticism. This fosters an environment for learning and growth. Acceptance of difficult emotions. Challenges often evoke difficult emotions like sadness, frustration, or anger. Self-compassion allows you to accept these emotions without judgment, promoting emotional regulation and preventing them from hindering your ability to cope. Increased self-awareness. Self-compassion encourages you to reflect on your strengths and vulnerabilities. This self-awareness empowers you to identify areas for improvement and develop coping mechanisms for future challenges. Motivation and determination. Self-compassion fosters a desire to navigate challenges and overcome obstacles. It allows you to approach difficulties with a sense of determination and a belief in your ability to cope. Strategies for building resilience, the road to empowerment. By practicing the strategies below, you can cultivate your resilience and navigate challenges with greater effectiveness. Develop a growth mindset. Embrace the idea that challenges are opportunities to learn and grow. Focus on effort and progress, not just the outcome. Learn from setbacks. Reflect on your experiences, both positive and negative. Identify what worked well and what could be improved upon. Build a support system. Surround yourself with positive and supportive people who can offer encouragement and guidance during tough times. Practice self-care. Prioritize activities that nourish your mind, body, and spirit. Self-care fuels your resilience and helps you cope with stress. Develop coping mechanisms. Identify healthy ways to manage stress and difficult emotions, such as exercise, relaxation techniques, or creative pursuits. Focus on progress. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Acknowledging your efforts keeps you motivated and fosters a sense of self-efficacy. Self-compassion and the inner critic, from vulnerability to strength. Self-compassion empowers you to view past setbacks differently. Here's how. Vulnerability is strength. Self-compassion allows you to acknowledge your vulnerabilities without shame. This vulnerability can actually be a source of strength, fostering empathy and connection with others. Learning from the inner critic. The inner critic might try to convince you that past mistakes make you weak. Self-compassion allows you to detach from this negativity and learn from your experiences, emerging stronger. Building confidence. By navigating challenges with self-compassion, you build confidence in your ability to cope with future obstacles. This self-belief strengthens your resilience in the face of adversity. Beyond anxiety management, the ripple effect of resilience. The benefits of resilience extend far beyond managing anxiety. Enhanced relationships. Resilience allows you to handle conflict more effectively and foster stronger connections with others. Increased motivation. A resilient person doesn't let setbacks define them. They maintain motivation and keep pursuing their goals despite obstacles. Greater sense of accomplishment. Overcoming challenges builds a sense of accomplishment and self-worth. Reduce stress. Resilient people are better equipped to manage stress, leading to a greater sense of well-being. Living a fulfilling life. Resilience empowers you to navigate difficulties and pursue your goals with perseverance, contributing to a more fulfilling life. The journey of self-discovery. Building resilience over time. Building resilience is an ongoing process. Here are some tips for cultivating resilience throughout your life. Be patient. Building resilience takes time and consistent effort. Don't get discouraged if you don't see immediate results. Celebrate your progress and keep practicing self-compassion. Embrace imperfections. Everyone makes mistakes and experiences setbacks. Self-acceptance is crucial for resilience. Learn from others. Seek inspiration from others who have overcome challenges. Their stories can provide encouragement and valuable insights. Celebrate resilient stories. Take time to reflect on your own experiences of overcoming challenges. Acknowledging your resilience can boost your confidence and motivation. Chapter 7. Cultivating Inner Peace, a Life Beyond Anxiety. You've navigated the initial storm of anxiety, learned to identify your triggers, and equipped yourself with tools to manage those anxious moments. But the journey to inner peace goes beyond simply weathering the storm. This chapter delves into cultivating a life enriched by tranquility, where anxiety becomes a distant echo rather than a constant companion. Self-care, the foundation of peace. Think of inner peace as a thriving garden. Just as a beautiful garden requires consistent care, so too does a peaceful mind. Self-care is the fertile ground where the seeds of peace can blossom. Here's what this entails. Prioritizing sleep. A well-rested mind is a more resilient mind. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night. Establish a regular sleep schedule, create a relaxing bedtime routine, and prioritize a comfortable sleep environment. Nourishing your body. Food is fuel for your body and mind. Choose a balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Limit processed foods, caffeine, and excessive sugar, as they can amplify anxiety symptoms. Movement is medicine. Regular physical activity is a potent stress buster. Find an exercise routine you enjoy, whether it's brisk walking, dancing, swimming, or yoga. Aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate intensity exercise, most days of the week. The power of relaxation techniques. Dedicate time each day to calming your mind and body. Practices like deep breathing exercises, progressive muscle relaxation, and meditation can significantly reduce anxiety. Consider mindfulness meditation, focusing on the present moment without judgment. There are numerous guided meditation apps and online resources to help you get started. Beyond management, embracing self-compassion. While managing anxiety symptoms is crucial, true inner peace comes from a deeper shift within. Consider the following. Self-compassion is not self-pity. It's about treating yourself with kindness and understanding, the way you would treat a close friend struggling. Acknowledge your struggles, validate your emotions, and offer yourself words of encouragement. Acceptance over resistance. Anxiety often stems from a desire to control everything. Instead, practice accepting the present moment, including your emotions, thoughts, and the circumstances beyond your control. Resistance fuels anxiety, acceptance allows for peace. Letting go of perfectionism. Anxiety thrives on perfectionist tendencies. Forgive yourself for mistakes, embrace your imperfections, and focus on progress, not perfection. Living a values-driven life. Inner peace is deeply connected to living a life aligned with your core values. Ask yourself, what matters most to me? Identify the values that guide your life, such as compassion, creativity, integrity, or adventure. Alignment with actions. Evaluate how your daily actions reflect your values. If you value helping others but spend little time volunteering, consider ways to bridge the gap. Living a values-driven life reduces internal conflict and fosters a sense of purpose. Gratitude practice. Regularly cultivate gratitude for the good things in your life, no matter how big or small. This simple practice shifts your focus away from worries and towards the positive aspects of your life. Keeping a gratitude journal can be a powerful tool. Building a supportive community. Humans are social creatures, and nurturing strong connections is essential for well-being. Consider healthy relationships. Surround yourself with positive, supportive people who uplift and encourage you. Let go of toxic relationships that drain your energy. Open communication. Share your struggles with trusted friends or family members. Talking about your anxiety can be a source of relief and validation. Building a support system. Consider joining a therapy group or online community focused on anxiety management. Sharing your experiences with others who understand can be incredibly empowering. Remember, progress, not perfection, is the goal. There will be days when anxiety rears its head. When it does, use the tools and practices you've learned. Be kind to yourself and remember that inner peace is a journey, not a destination. Integrating the tools. Now, let's see how these practices can be woven into your daily life. Morning ritual. Start your day with a mindful breathing exercise or a short meditation session. Following this, write down 3 things you're grateful for in your gratitude journal. Enjoy a healthy breakfast, followed by your preferred form of exercise. Throughout the day, identify your anxiety triggers and use the relaxation techniques you practiced to manage them. Take short breaks throughout the day to stretch, breathe deeply, or listen to calming music. Prioritize healthy meals and snacks. Evening ritual. Wind down by taking a warm bath, reading a book, or spending time with loved ones. Engage in activities that promote relaxation and creativity, like journaling, light stretching, or listening to calming music. Avoid screen time for at least an hour before bed to ensure a restful night's sleep. Beyond the daily routine. Schedule regular me time. Dedicate dedicated time each week for activities that bring you joy. This could be anything from getting a massage to pursuing a hobby, taking a nature walk, or simply enjoying a quiet cup of tea. This me time is not selfish, it's essential for replenishing your emotional reserves. Embrace nature. Spending time in nature has a profound calming effect. Go for a walk in the park, hike in the woods, or simply sit in your backyard and observe the beauty surrounding you. Challenge negative self-talk. When negative thoughts arise, challenge their validity. Are they rooted in reality, or are they distorted by anxiety? Practice reframing negative thoughts into more positive and empowering ones. Remember, consistency is key. The more you integrate these practices into your daily life, the stronger your foundation for inner peace will become. Living a life beyond anxiety. Inner peace is not the absence of anxiety, It's the ability to experience life's ups and downs with equanimity and resilience. Moving beyond mere anxiety management allows you to pursue your passions. When anxiety is no longer in the driver's seat, you can tap into your passions and live a life filled with purpose. Build stronger relationships. Inner peace allows you to be more present and engaged in your relationships, fostering deeper connections with loved ones. Embrace your creativity. Anxiety often stifles creativity. Inner peace frees your mind to explore, experiment, and express yourself creatively. Find joy in the simple things. From the warmth of the sun on your skin to the laughter of a loved one, inner peace allows you to appreciate life's simple pleasures. Live with greater authenticity. When you're not consumed by anxiety, you can live more authentically, expressing your true self to the world. The journey continues. Remember, cultivating inner peace is a lifelong journey. There will be setbacks and challenges along the way. Embrace these as opportunities to learn and grow. The tools and practices in this book will equip you to navigate life's storms with greater calmness and clarity. As you nurture your inner peace, you'll discover a life brimming with joy, resilience, and the profound sense of well-being you deserve.